A very good morning. Welcome everyone to the Breakfast News with the Sentinel. Let me run you through the top stories, the headlines in today's Sentinel. First, of course, is all the stories related to COVID. Uh, Here are the top headlines in today's Sentinel. Many COVID patients have respiratory issues. This is something that the Guwahati Medical College principal come chief superintendent has said. Many of the COVID-19 patients undergoing treatment in the Guwahati Medical College and Hospital are having respiratory issues, said principal come chief superintendent of Guwahati Medical College, Professor Dr. Achyut Chandra Baisya. Speaking to the Sentinel on Tuesday, Dr. Baisya elaborated, as of now, Guwahati Medical College and Hospital is treating only the symptomatic corona patients. On the other hand, the asymptomatic COVID-19 patients are referred to the COVID care centers. However, these centers do refer their serious asymptomatic corona patients to the Guwahati Medical College and Hospital. Dwelling on the procedure followed, he said, and I quote, according to government guidelines, after a person is diagnosed as COVID-19 positive, he or she can be referred either to a hospital or a COVID care center. A second test is carried out on the 8th or 9th day following the patient's admission into the respective health institute. If this result is negative, then the person concerned is discharged on the 10th day with instructions to go for 14 days home quarantine, unquote. So this is one of the top headlines today in today's The Sentinel. Also, there's something that has come out from the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. This bit of news is also related to COVID-19. So what this bit of news says is, alluding to the emerging evidence, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, that is CSIR, Chief Shekhar C. Monday has asserted that airborne transmission of COVID-19 is indeed a distinct possibility and advised people to wear masks even in enclosed spaces. Now, this remark came days after the World Health Organization acknowledged the emerging evidence of airborne spread of the novel coronavirus. So once again, the authorities, the important institutes underlying the importance of wearing masks. In another related story, the Union Health Ministry has cautioned against the use of N95 masks with valve respirators, claiming that there are higher chances of the infection spreading from asymptomatic people to uninfected persons through them. Here is what the health ministry has said, and I quote, N95 masks, like the one we are showing on the screen, N95 masks come with or without respirators. Evidence shows that even though the mask with valve protects a person from contracting the infection, it can put others at risk. Therefore, in fact, the ministry has written to all the states and the union territories requesting them to be very cautious about the sale of the N95 mask with these valves attached there. So that's one more story that's coming in from that's there in today's paper related to COVID. Now, moving on to the other big story that has been reported is related to the floods. So here the death toll in the state has gone up to 87. Rivers continue to flow above the danger level. The toll in floods across Assam rose to 87, with the death of 2 persons during the last 24 hours. On the other hand, the main rivers and their tributaries were flowing over the danger level, inundating several places. Of course, the relief and rescue operations continue. The SDRF, the NDRF personnel are continuing to do their relief and rescue operations. The district administrations are continuously conducting the relief and rescue operations across districts the at least 24 lakh 19,185 people in 2,323 villages have been affected by the floods this time round. Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal has been visiting different parts of the state. He has been visiting the flood-affected areas. Yesterday, he was there at Chirang district and Bongaigaon district. In fact, he had also distributed some ex gratia checks to the kin of the flood victims. As we are all aware, there's a lot of help coming in from different sectors, from people from across sectors of the society. Many of the YouTube sensations, they have been extending help. Many of the Bollywood celebrities have written in appealing people to extend help to the flood affected people of Assam. A lot of other cricketers have also written in extending their support and requesting others also to extend their help. Of course, as far as the central ministry is concerned, the Prime Minister had spoken to Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal earlier this week. The center has extended all kind of help to the state of Assam as it continues to fight both COVID as well as the floods. Also, another important bit of news there in today's newspaper, today's Sentinel, is about the center planning to expand its disinvestment plans and considering to bring two key sectors, that is banking and insurance, into the ambit of its new disinvestment policy. Of the finance ministry officials said. In fact, a new disinvestment or privatization policy is in the making, and people in the know of things said that a draft cabinet note is being prepared for the same. So that bit of news too is pretty much important as far as the finance and disinvestment is concerned. Let us now turn to what has been happening in the other northeastern states. So some interesting bit of news coming in from Tripura. A Tripura scientist, he has come up with a robot. He has named the robot Warbot, and it has been deployed in the COVID care centers to help patients. So the first of its kind in Northeast India, a robot developed by a scientist from Tripura University, has been deployed in a government COVID care center to deal with the patients. Scientist Harjit Nath has made the robot from locally available material, including scrap. He has named it War Robot to fight the war against the COVID-19. So that's the visual there coming up on your screen. That's the robot, the first of its kind as far as Northeast India is concerned. That's created by scientist Harjit Nath. So it's already been put to use. He's built it from scratch, and everything from a locally procured, the material there from material there are all locally procured. As you can see, those trays there, which we often use, that's the trolley that we often use at our homes. So very interesting bit of robot there helping COVID patients in COVID care centers in Tripura. Now, moving on to Meghalaya, the number of corona cases there has been rising. In fact, it's now the tally there stands at 416. 18 patients have recovered across the state. The number of COVID-19 cases continues to rise in Meghalaya, with 21 fresh cases detected on Tuesday, even as 18 patients recovered from the viral infection, with active cases standing at 416 in the state. The Director of Health Services, Dr. Aman War, informed. So, of the 28,937 samples sent for testing till Tuesday afternoon, 28,167 have tested negative, and reports of 280 are awaited. Among the 21 new cases, 9 are civilians, 2 from the Central Paramilitary Police Force, 1 from the BSF, and another from the Armed Forces in East Khasi Hills district. Now, this is the update as far as coronavirus cases in Meghalaya is concerned. The state is also fighting floods, similar situation as we are facing here in Assam. So moving on to the news related to floods in Meghalaya, faced with a raging flood situation in the northeast India, which has now affected Meghalaya as well, killing at least 5 people. The Union Minister Amit Shah spoke to State Chief Minister Conrad Sangma on Tuesday. In fact, the Union Home Minister took to Twitter, and here is what he wrote. I quote him: "Loss of lives due to the floods in West Garo Hills, Meghalaya is very disturbing," unquote. He added that he has spoken to Chief Minister Conrad Sangma and assured all possible help. That's the tweet there on your screens. That's the tweet from Union Home Minister Amit Shah. This is the tweet regarding he has been expressing concerns about the flood situation, the deaths that has occurred because of the floods in Meghalaya. The central government has extended all help to the state of Meghalaya for relief and rescue operations in the state to fight floods in the state. Amit Shah has also mentioned in the tweet, as you can see there, that the nation stands resolutely with the people of Meghalaya in these trying times. So at least 5 people have lost their lives and over 1 lakh have been affected due to the floods in the state, particularly in the West Garo Hills of Meghalaya. A total of 175 villages have been affected by the floods. Now, moving on to news from Arunachal Pradesh, let me first run you through the update on the number of COVID cases. The tally has shot up to 790. 50 new corona cases have been reported. The number of recoveries has been pretty significant. 285 people have recovered. The number of deaths stand at 3. Altogether, 50 more persons, including 9 army jawans and 6 police personnel, have tested positive for COVID-19 in Arunachal Pradesh, taking the state's tally to 790 on Tuesday. Of these cases, 502 are active, while 285 people have recovered. 3 patients have died, the state surveillance officer, Dr. L. Jampa, said. A total of 34 fresh cases were reported in the capital complex region, 10 in the border district of Tawang, 5 in Lower Subansiri, and 1 in West Siang. Remember, the capital complex of Arunachal Pradesh continue to be under lockdown, strict measures being taken by the administration there to curb the spread of the virus. So that is the news. Of course, Naharlagun police station has been declared a containment zone. It was sealed after cops were tested positive. Now the news has come in that 12 more police personnel have tested positive on Tuesday. The number of cops affected by coronavirus in Naharlagun police station has now gone up to 30. On Monday, 9 personnel from the same police station were detected positive, taking the tally to 18. So far, 33 police personnel from capital region have been tested positive, COVID-19 positive. Of them, 3 have been cured and discharged. Capital Superintendent of Police Tume Amo informed that the COVID-19 positive cases among the police personnel is rapidly increasing. He added that among the 12 new positive cases detected on Tuesday are a deputy superintendent of police and 2 sub-inspectors. So the number of cases there going up as far as the police personnel in Itanagar is concerned. The Naharlagun police station appears to be the worst hit at this point of time. Of course, like I mentioned, the authorities are taking all measures to contain the spread of the disease any further. In fact, in Meghalaya, they have announced a penalty for violating COVID-19 regulations. The East Garo Hills District Magistrate Swapnil Tembe has issued an order for imposing penalty for violating the provisions of the Meghalaya epidemic diseases. So a lot of stringent measures being taken by people across the northeastern states to contain the spread of the deadly virus. Finally, let me leave you with the numbers so far across the northeastern states. The number of positive corona cases across the northeastern states. In Assam, the number has actually shot up to 26,772. Tripura, the number has gone up to 3,093. In Manipur, the number of positive cases has gone up to 1,924. In Nagaland, it has shot up to 1,030. In Arunachal Pradesh, like I just a while back had mentioned, it has gone up to 790. In Mizoram, the number of cases stands at 297. In Sikkim, the number stands at 283. And in Meghalaya, the tally has gone up to 416. So these are numbers as of 8:30 this morning. That's all I have at this point of time. That's all in this edition of Breakfast News with the Sentinel. For all the news and updates, do log in to sentinelassam.com and do not forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Do subscribe to us in Facebook and continue to watch all the news and updates in sentinelassam.com. That's there, our Facebook page details. Do log in. Stay tuned with all the latest news and updates, not just from Assam, but the entire Northeast, the nation, and we bring you all the international news as it happens. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Stay safe. Thank you. Till we meet tomorrow morning again. Goodbye.